Hi, and thanks for joining us for our class today. So today's class is focused on some upper body work. So we're going to use some weights to add an extra challenge to those movements. So I'm going to use these little hand weights, so aiming for about ½ kilo to 1 kilo of weight. You can use some weighted balls if you have those, or just simply something in the cupboard like a tin of beans. But equally, we can do all of these exercises without the weights if that feels enough of a challenge. So always work to a level that you feel comfortable with. Okay, so when you're ready, we're going to get started in standing. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to use the weights in my hands here. I'm just going to start by finding that centre. So we're going to bring our toes apart and those heels apart. So those feet at that hip width distance. Just to start with, we're going to transfer that weight coming to the fronts of your toes and then back onto your heels. So just nice and slowly forwards and back. Just looking to find that midpoint between those two movements. So that weight's going nice and evenly down through your feet. Knees are nice and soft, so not locked back. Hands up onto your pelvis, very gently. We're going to tilt that pelvis forward and then tilting it back. Just again, finding that midpoint between those two movements. So that pelvis in that nice neutral position. That core's gently engaged, those ribs are soft, collarbones nice and wide, and that neck nice and long and lifted from there. Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to bring our elbows into our side. We're going to really keep that neck long and those shoulders drop down. And we're going to start here, just doing some gentle chest opening. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to open out, squeeze the shoulder blades gently back and folding back in. Good. And again, opening out, squeezing gently back and folding back in. Lovely. Opening out and folding back. Good. So as you open out, we're squeezing the shoulder blades gently back and folding back in. And again, opening out and folding back. Lovely. So keeping those shoulders down, that neck nice and long. As we open out, squeeze the shoulder blades gently down and back and forward. So just working through that upper back here and gently opening out through that chest. Lovely. Okay, so on this next one, we're going to open out, reach my arms away, turn my palms down, palms up, and then fold back in. Good. And again, opening out, reaching away, palms down, palms up, and fold back in. So still keeping that core just gently engaged. So reaching away, palms down, palms up, and folding in. Lovely. Opening out, squeeze the shoulder blades, reach those hands away, palms down, palms up, and fold back in. Lovely. And again, opening out, reaching away, palms down, palms up, and folding back in. And again, opening out, reach away, palms down, palms up, and fold back in. Lovely. Let's do one more. Open out, reach away, palms down, palms up, and folding back in from there. Lovely. And relax those arms back down. Good. Okay, so we're going to work our arms and also our legs with a combined squat movement here. So keep those feet that hip width distance apart. We're going to drop down into a squat. At the same time, we're going to bend the elbows and then lift back up. So keep those knees going over those toes and that bottom sitting back as you drop down and extend up together. Good. Remember, the lower you go, the harder it is, so just go to where you're comfortable and lift back up. So keeping those knees going over those toes, we're bending those elbows, coming back down. Bending into that bicep curl, straightening up together. Good. And down. Well done. Dropping down and up. Good. So sitting that bottom back. So drop down and lift up. Well done. Dropping down and lifting up. Beautiful. Good. Now on this next one, we're going to add a combined movement. So we're going to come up, bend the elbow, reach to the ceiling together and down. Good. Drop down, extend. Bend the elbow, reach up with those toes as well, down and lower. Good. Drop down, lift up. Bend the elbow, reach up onto those toes and down. Drop down, lift up. Bend the elbow, reach together up to the ceiling and down. Good. Dropping down. Lovely. Bend the elbow, reach to the ceiling up on those toes and down. Drop down, up. Bend the elbow, reach together up on those toes and down. Lovely. Dropping down, extending. Bend the elbow, reach together, extend through those arms and back. Good. Drop down and up. Lovely. Up on those toes, lowering and down. Last few. Good. And up lowering down. Lovely. Drop down and up. Bend the elbow, reach to the ceiling. Let's do one more time. Drop down and up. Bend the elbow, reach to the ceiling, lowering down and lower those arms down. Well done. Okay, so we're going to bring our feet a little bit wider, a bit wider than that hip width distance. Toes pointing out in that 45-degree angle here. We're going to go into our side plie squat here. So we're going to have hands in front and we're going to drop down into that front position. We're going to rotate around into that spine twist, back to that center, lift the arms up, down, rotate round, back to that center and lift back up. Lovely. And again, so we're going to drop down, rotate, back, lift those arms up, lower down, rotate the opposite way, back to that center and lift back up. Lovely. And again, so we're going to drop down, rotate around, back to the middle, raise the arms up, down, rotate the opposite way, back to that center and lift back up. Lovely. One more time here. So we're going to drop down, rotate round to the side, back to the center, raise those arms up, lower down, rotate the opposite direction, back, and then lifting back up here. Well done. Okay, so let's bring those feet back to that hip width distance apart. Knees still staying nice and soft here. We're going to do a few roll downs just to get our backs moving. So take a breath in. As we breathe out, tuck that chin down. Just going to slowly roll those hands down towards the floor. Just let those weights hang in those arms. Breath in here. Then as you breathe out, slowly restacking back up into standing. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, dropping that chin down, rolling those hands slowly down towards the floor. Just letting those hands just hang with those weights here. Breath in. And as you breathe out, slowly back up into standing. Lovely. And again, breath in. As we breathe out. This time as we come down, I'm going to roll down with those hands. Keep those weights just in our hands hanging here. We're going to do a few little circles around with our right arm. Just those pendulum movements. Round. Back to the center. Left arm. Coming around from here. And then back to the center. Breath in. As you breathe out, slowly restacking back up. Lovely. One last time. Breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that chin down, rolling these hands slowly down towards the floor. Just let those arms relax here. And let's move our hands together around in that circle, in that pendulum movement. Good. And then change direction of your circle. Breathing in and out here. Good. Coming back to that center. Well done. Breath in. And as you breathe out, slowly restacking back up into standing. Well done. And relax those shoulders. Very good. Okay, so we're going to come down onto our backs, onto the mat to continue the class from here. Okay, so we've come down onto our mat, so we're going to continue our class from here. So let's just start by finding that neutral position. So I've got my weights in my hands as well. So we're going to have my feet and knees that hip width distance apart. Just to start, we're going to tilt that pelvis forwards and back, just looking to find that midpoint between those two movements. So that pelvis in that nice neutral position. That core's gently engaged, those ribs are soft, collarbones nice and wide, and that neck nice and long and lifted from there. Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to float our hands up towards the ceiling now. So I'm just going to have my palms facing each other from here. Keeping this distance between those ribs and the hip bones. I really want you to think about that connection here. And we're going to take a breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to take one arm above our head and then breathe in as we fold back. And again, breathing out and folding back. So we're just doing some gentle arm scissors here, but I really want you to feel that connection through those ribs and those hip bones. So keep those ribs down. You shouldn't be feeling those ribs flaring. If you do, just take your arm, don't take it back quite so far, okay? Just make that movement a little bit smaller, making sure we're keeping that control. So breathing out, folding back, good, and again, nice and controlled. Lovely, let's do one more here. So it's quite a small movement, but actually if you have added that weight in your hands, it does make it quite a bit more challenging. Good, so come back up with those hands up towards the ceiling. Now, we're going to keep our hands here, take a breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to lift up into our bridge here. Going to hold this position if you can, and then we're going to take that arm back again and forwards and opposite arm back. Breath in. As you breathe out, slowly lowering back down, and let's lower those hands down in between. Good. And again, so breath in. As you breathe out, lifting up. Let's raise those hands up at the same time, up towards the ceiling. Keep this position here, and we're going to bring our arm scissors in and back. Opposite arm back, and then slowly lowering back down into that bridge. Float the hands back down. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, lifting up, floating up into that bridge. Float those hands up towards the ceiling, and then we're going to keep lifted here. Raise that arm back and that opposite arm back. Good. And then just lowering down, and then lower those hands down to join. Good. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, tucking that pelvis under, lifting up, float those hands up towards the ceiling as well. Keep that bottom lifted. We're going to add that arm scissors in and back. Now, if you can, we're going to stay here. I'm going to do another few arm scissors and back. Keep that bottom lifted. Good. One more each side. Good. Breath in. As you breathe out, lowering back down, and lower those hands back down. Well done. Let's do one more here. Breath in. As you breathe out, lifting up into that bridge, float the hands up towards the ceiling, and we're going to take one arm back and forwards, opposite arm. Now, if you can, we're going to stay lifted here, and again, we're going to take the arm back and forwards, opposite arm, and back. One more each side. Good. And again, forwards, breath in. As we breathe out, we're rolling back down. Float those arms back down to join. Well done. Okay, so from here, we're going to just keep our arms back up towards the ceiling. Now, as we lower these hands from here, we're going to lift up into abdo prep, and at the same time, we're going to lift one leg into tabletop. And then we're going to lower down and raise the arm back to the ceiling. Okay, opposite leg, we're going to lower those arms, lift that head into abdo prep and that leg into tabletop, and then lower back down. Okay, so breathing out as you lift up, breathing in as we lower down. Good. And again, breathing out, breathing in as we lower. And again. Good. And lifting up. Lovely. Breathing out, breathing in as we lower. So nice control, lifting into that little abdo prep and lower down. Good. And again. Lovely. And lowering down. Well done. And again. And lifting. Good. So just engaging those toe muscles, dropping down, lifting that head into that abdo prep and up. Well done. Good. And lower. Do a few more here. Keeping that control. Well done. And up. Very good. And again. And up. Let's do one more each side. Very good. Last time. Bring those arms back there and then just lower those hands back down onto the mat. Well done. Okay, so we're going to turn our palms up this time and we're going to go into our one leg stretch. So we can either have our single leg in that single tabletop position, or you can bring both legs up into double tabletop. It's up to you what you feel comfortable with. Take a breath in here. As we breathe out, we're going to reach one leg away. At the same time, bend those elbows into that bicep curl and then lower back down. And then we're going to alternate sides. Opposite leg bending there and folding back. Good. Breathing out as you lengthen away, breathing in as you fold back. Breathing out, breathing in. Good. Extending and folding back. So keeping that tummy nice and flat, keeping that core engaged as we're lengthening the leg and folding back away. Good. And back. If that feels too much here, then we can just do a single leg, fold back as we normally do, raise up, bending and straightening if that feels more comfortable. So pick what feels comfortable to you. Nice and control, bit of coordination between that upper body and those legs here. Well done. Lengthening and back. Good. Breathing out as we lengthen, Breathing in as we fold back. Lovely. And back. Keeping that core engaged. Well done. That upper body nice and relaxed. No tension through that neck. Well done. Lengthening and folding back. Good. And back. Well done. Lengthening through and folding back. Good. And back. Beautiful. Last few here. And back. Very good. Nice and control. Well done. Breathing out as you lengthen away. Breathing in as you fold back. Well done. Good. Let's do one more each side. And back. One more time. And then lowering those arms down and lower those legs down one at a time if those lifted. Well done. Okay, so we're going to bring our arms nice and wide, bring those palms, keep those palms up towards the ceiling. Now we can either keep these feet down, and we're going to rotate side to side from here, or if you want to, we can bring those legs up into that tabletop and rotate over from here. Use those toe muscles to bring back up. So just pick what's comfortable. If those feet are raised, really squeeze those knees together. Just dropping those knees over and lifting back up. Good. So opening out side to side from here. So we can either do it in this raised position, or if that's more comfortable, just with those feet down and back up. Well done. So just opening out through here. So just enjoying that movement, opening out through that spine. Well done. Dropping those knees over. And then coming back. Lovely. A few more here. Good. And back. Dropping those knees over. Opening out side to side. Good. Dropping over. And back. Well done. Excellent. Let's do the last few here. And back, well done. And let's just do one more each side. And back, and the opposite side. And then back to that centre. Well done. Bring those arms back down by your side. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to come round onto our sides now. So if you've got a little block or pillow or towel, something you're using just to support your head here in this position. So we can have our head supported. We're just going to use the weight in our top arm here. So we're going to bend our knees up, keep those feet and hips roughly in that line. And we're going to raise our feet up if you can here into our clam movement. And we're going to, as we raise our top knee, we're going to lift up this top arm and then lower it down together. So raising up and lowering down. So as you raise that knee up, we're going to raise the hand up towards the ceiling and then lowering down. So keeping that core engaged, nice and control as you're raising that top leg, and we're lifting that arm at the same time. Good. And then lowering. Well done. Keeping that control. Lovely. As we're lifting and lowering. Lovely. And again, lifting up and lowering down. Well done. Nice and control here, lovely. And again, raising up, lowering down. Good. And down. Now on this next one, we're going to raise that arm. Keep that arm raised if you can. We're going to keep that knee lifted and we're going to do some little pulses here. So we're going to go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we're going to lower that arm and that hand down together. Well done. Okay, so we're going to just drop that block down onto the floor. So our head at the front of it, arm out in front here. And we're going to just lift this top arm up with that weight in our hand and rotate around and back just as far as you're comfortable and forward. If that feels too much of the weight, just do it without, as we often do. So just opening out, looking around and back. That head's just rolling on that block. No tension through there, we're just rolling, rotating through that upper spine, looking around and back, and then forwards. And again, lifting up, opening around and back, and then forward. So just opening out through that chest, rotating through that upper spine, so coming around and back, and then forwards. Good. And again, lifting up, opening out, looking around and back, head just rolling on that block, and forwards. Good. And back, and then forwards. Lovely. And again, lifting up, opening around and back, and then forwards. Good. Lifting up, coming around and back, and forwards. Lovely. Let's just do one last time here. Lifting up, opening around and back, and then back to that start position. Well done. Okay, so we're going to come round onto the opposite side. So we just need that one weight with us again. So coming around onto our sides, we're going to use that block again to support our head here. So feet and hips roughly in that line, so those hips are stacked on top of each other. We're going to have this top arm out in front from here. So we're going to start as we did before, raise those feet up to that hip height level. So we're going to do our level T climb here. And as we raise this top knee, we're going to raise that top arm up and then lower down together. And again, raising that top arm, lowering down together. Good. Opening out and folding back. Lifting up that top arm and rotating back down. Lovely. So nice and control, keeping that core engaged as we're raising up and lowering down. Good. Lifting up and lowering down. Very good. And lower. Well done. Lift up and down. So nice and control, working those glutes as well here. Good. Lifting up and lowering, still keeping those hips stacked on top of each other. Well done. And we're lifting and lowering. Very good. And down. So as we did before, in this next one, we're going to lift up, hold that arm lifted, keep that knee lifted. We're going to do 8 little pulses here. So we go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then lower down together from here. Well done. Okay, so we just drop that block down onto the floor here. So have our head at the front of it, arms out in front. Again, with or without the weight with this one, we're going to lift up this top arm, opening out that chest, coming around and back, following that head, just rolling on that mat, and then coming back to that start. You can bend that elbow slightly if you need to. Don't feel that pressure through your arm, just rotating around and back, and then forwards. Lifting up that top arm, following round and back, opening out through that chest, and then forwards. Lifting up, bring around and back here, and then back to that start. So lifting up through that top arm, opening out through that chest, looking round and back, and then forwards. Good. And again, lift up through that top arm, coming around and back, and then back to that start. Well done. So just opening gently through that chest, rotating the upper spine, and then coming back to that start. Good. Well done. And then forwards. Lovely. And then back to that centre. One more time here. Bring around and back. And then back to that centre. Well done. Okay, so we drop those weights down. We're going to just pop that block round and come round onto my back now. So just come down onto your back from here. We're just going to stretch out through our legs to begin with. So let's just pop one foot onto the opposite knee. Allow that leg just to relax open there. If that's enough of a stretch, then just stay there. Or if you can, we're going to bring the other leg up and towards you just as far as you feel comfortable. And we're going to hold this stretch here. So just breathing in and out. On that out breath, if you can, just sinking down into that stretch just that little bit further if you can. So breath in. As you breathe out, just relaxing down into that stretch just that little bit further if you can. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, just relaxing down into that stretch. Well done. No tension in that upper body, just sinking down as far as you feel comfortable. Well done. Breath in. And out. Well done. And again, breath in. And out. Good. And then just slowly lower that leg back down. We'll do the same on the other side, opposite leg onto the foot. Allow that leg just to relax open there. And then we're just going to, if you can, we're going to bring the other leg up and towards you, just as far as you feel comfortable. Then we're going to hold this stretch here. So take a nice deep breath in and out. On that out breath, if you can, just sink down, relax into that stretch just that little bit further if you can. We're just going to take a breath in and out, relaxing down. And again, breath in and out, sinking down. Well done. Breath in again and out. Relax down from here. Well done. Good. And then we'll just lower those legs back down. Okay, let's just stretch through our hamstrings. So knee up to the ceiling, lengthen through the back of the leg. Just feel that stretch through the back there. You can use your hand to support that leg. Just feel that stretch through the back of the leg. Well done. Just holding the stretch again as before. And if you can, we're just going to point and flex through the ankle, just changing that stretch slightly. A little bit of mobility through that ankle as well. Good, just pointing and flexing from here. Well done. Good. Pointing and flexing. Lovely. And then holding that stretch, toes pointing up to the ceiling again. Lengthening through the back of the leg. Well done. And then lowering that leg back down. Well done. Do the same on the other side. So knee up to the ceiling. Lengthen through the back of the leg. Feeling that stretch through the back there. Just lengthening through. Use that hand just to support that leg if you want to. Just breathing in and out. Good. Lengthening through the back of the leg. Good. And again, breath in and out. And as we did before, we just change that stretch slightly. Just point and flex through the ankle. Good. Moving gently through the movement. Well done. And then pointing those toes up to the ceiling, lengthen through the back of the leg. Well done. Breathing in and out here. Good. And then just lowering that leg back down. Very good. So let's come back up into sitting from here. Just going to do a few little gentle stretches. So just sit with your legs crossed or legs out in front, however you're comfortable. We're going to reach our fingers together. We're going to clasp those fingers and we're going to reach those fingers away. Drop that neck down, so just drop that chin to your chest. And then we're just going to reach forwards with those hands. Reach those fingertips forwards. And then we're going to look up together, up to the ceiling, and then open those arms nice and wide. Good. Let's clasp those fingers together again. Reach them away. Drop that chin down. Just curl through that upper back. Have a nice stretch there. Then we're going to lift up together and open those fingertips and come nice and wide. Lovely. Let's do that one more time. Just feel that nice stretch through that upper body. Good. And we're going to reach up. And we're going to open nice and wide from there. Lovely. We're going to bring one arm across the body now. Just stretch through those arms here. We've worked quite hard today. So just take a nice deep breath in and out here. Just gently stretch through those shoulders. Breath in and out. Good. And again, breath in and out. And then we're going to open that arm wide. Bring the other arm, bring it across the body. Use that hand just to help that there. Just gently stretch through the shoulder. Well done. Breath in and out. Good. Just lengthening through. Breath in. Don't overstretch it. Just go to where you're comfortable. Breath in and out. Good. And again, breath in and out from there. Open those arms wide. Well done. Just relax those shoulders. Let's just do a couple of neck stretches here. It feels like we should. So we're just going to rotate through that neck. Just have a nice stretch here. Just drop that shoulder down. No tension here. Just breathe out. Roll off any tension through those shoulders. Good. And then back to that center. And again, rotating the opposite direction. Keep that shoulder relaxed. Lengthen through that neck. Very good. And back to that center. Lovely. And again, breath in. As you breathe out, rotate that neck around. Feel that lengthen through the shoulder. Lengthen through that neck. Good. And back to the center. Well done. Last time, rotating that neck. Feel that lengthen. Roll off any tension through those shoulders. Keep those shoulders down. Well done. And then back to that center. Well done. And then we're going to drop one hand down. Reach the arm over. Lengthen through that side. Breath in. And as we breathe out, back to that center. Well done. And again, reaching over, breath in here. Then as you breathe out, coming back up and over. One more time each side. Drop down, reaching over, lengthen through that side. Good. Then back up and then reaching over to that opposite side. Breath in here. Then as you breathe out, back up and over. Relax those shoulders. Well done. I hope you've enjoyed the class today. Well done, we've worked hard, and we'll see you again next time.